The House of Representatives right now is at a complete standstill. Republicans don't have the votes, at least right now, to pass the budget bill as it has come back to the House of Representatives after passing the United States Senate by a 50-50 margin yesterday with Vice President J.D. Vance breaking the tie. So here's where things stand right now. There are two groups. You have moderates who don't like the fact that there are so many Medicaid cuts. You have the hardline conservatives who don't like the fact that there aren't enough cuts, specifically to Medicaid and other critical social programs. So, Mike Johnson has to figure out how to get both on board because he could only lose 3 votes. And he's lost a hell of a lot more right now. So, today, both hardliners and moderates went to the White House. Moderates met with Donald Trump. And interestingly, according to Notice, Donald Trump told the moderate Republicans that as long as they don't touch Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security, that they'll be fine in their reelection pursuits. The only issue? Well, they're touching Medicaid. Literally, this bill will cut nearly $1 trillion in Medicaid. And well, one of the House Republicans actually told Donald Trump that. It seems as though that Donald Trump does not know what's actually in the bill he's about to sign. And that, to me, is concerning. Personally, if Jake Tapper saw this and Joe Biden did this, you'd have another Jake Tapper book. All kidding aside, this bill is still at a standstill. We don't know if House Republicans will have the votes. They may very well get the votes this evening. I'm going to be covering it all night, so please consider supporting my work by subscribing to my Substack, by clicking the button below, or supporting my work by sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. Mike Johnson is saying that he's very positive that this bill will progress, that we can't make everyone 100% happy. So we'll see. The Congressional Black Caucus held a press conference today criticizing the bill's tax and spending policy, saying that it would be devastating for Black Americans. Robin Kelly said today, quote, "The bill was cruel and evil, saying it'll cost lives." She highlighted that 13.3 million Black Americans rely on Medicaid, including 5.7 million Black American children. Representative Victoria Spartz, who's a Republican, who's a key vote here, said that she's going to vote for the bill, but against the rule. And here's what that means. So it has to vote for the rule. It's like a procedural step before you get to actually voting on the bill. She's going to vote on the bill. It's not sure why she wouldn't vote on the rule to progress it along. She's a little confusing. She's always one of these holdouts that caves at the last minute. So that's likely what's about to happen here. So it's going to be a long night. Another long night. We'll see if Republicans are able to pass this bill tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll provide you updates throughout the night, so stay tuned. In non-budget bill news, Diddy was just denied bail. A federal judge ruled that Diddy will remain behind bars until his sentencing, which will be likely later this year or potentially early next year, because of his propensity for violence. Now, he was convicted of 2 counts related to transportation for prostitution, both of which carry a sentence of up to 10 years in federal prison. A 10-year sentence is likely not in the cards for Diddy, given that that's the maximum for each charge and the guidelines will be lower. But he will likely face several years in federal prison. And as a result, a federal judge is keeping him behind bars for now. Today, CIA review found flaws in the 2016 Russian assessment, but upheld the conclusion that Vladimir Putin aimed to help Donald Trump while recommending an overall lower confidence rating. Israel used a 500-pound U.S.-made bomb in a strike in Gaza's cafe that experts say may constitute a war crime due to the fact that civilians were present. Brian Kohberger pled guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students, avoiding the death penalty through a plea deal. The United States tried to deport a stateless Palestinian woman despite a federal judge's order, prompting legal actions after she was nearly sent to Israel during airstrikes. A federal court ruled Trump's proclamation of an invasion at the southern border was unlawful and violated asylum rights. And interestingly, this ruling is nationwide. Remember, the Supreme Court blocked nationwide injunctions, but this ruling applies to all individuals in this class action, which is kind of a go-around to the nationwide injunction ruling. It applies to all individuals coming across the border seeking asylum. In addition, Senator Gillibrand apologized to New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani for falsely linking him to global jihad. 7 people are missing after fireworks exploded after a fireworks warehouse explosion in rural California that caused widespread fires and destruction. Today, Trump announced a trade deal with Vietnam, lowering tariffs to 20%, with Vietnam allegedly agreeing to more U.S. market access, including large engine vehicles. And finally, Georgia's DeKalb County appointed election denier Gail Lee to its election board despite her history of challenging voter registrations and promoting 2020 election denialism. That's all the news right now. I'll be up all night because we'll have much more news coming soon with this budget bill. So stay tuned, bear with me, and subscribe to support.